Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Talk Wordy, my hub for all of the words that I read, write, or otherwise want to yap about. Today, I have a very special author guest on the pod. She's the multi-award winning and best-selling author of uplifting, humorous, and sometimes magical fiction. Her Natural Magic and Lit Lovers series are available now. Please welcome Ciara Blume.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. I know you guys, if you're listening to this on audio, you can't see, but for my visual listeners, that's an oxymoron, but we'll roll with it. You have the most beautiful hair. Truly, it's just so, it's like curly and voluminous, and it's just, you look wonderful. I just had to start by saying that.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course. So something I normally do with my guests to just warm up a little bit is I normally ask them, what are you reading, watching, and listening to? But since we have a shorter interview time today, I'm curious more so of what is your current hyperfixation as of late? Is there like a TV show or a movie or a book that's just been so on your mind lately? What are you hyperfixating on
Okay, it's
lately?
not on my genre at all, but I was obsessed with Pluribus.
Oh, I don't know anything about this. Please share.
It is very interesting. I think the genre is horror.
Okay.
It's very inspired by the Twilight Zone, but the idea is that, a cataclysmic event happens, and from space, there's some sort of a signal that transmits a virus to everybody on Earth, and everybody becomes a collective consciousness, like in one day, except for 12 people. 12 people are immune to it, one of whom is the main character, and she is a romantasy author.
Oh, my gosh.
A super jaded romantasy author. Mm-hmm. And she's just, not on board with this. And they're like, well, we'll figure out, how to make you one of us. And she's like, the hell you will.
Yeah, good luck.
So, yeah, I really, really loved it.
So is this a TV show?
It's on Apple TV.
Oh, that sounds so good. It vaguely reminds me of Bird Box a little bit, but not like the visual aspect, because it was one of those things where if you looked at something, you became infected, and it was a whole deal. But
yeah,
that sounds
it's Vince
really
Gilligan who did Orange is the New Black and Better Call.
Oh my gosh, I loved that
Orange
show.
Is the New Black, Better Call Saul, and Breaking Bad.
We actually my husband and I in the back, we just started Breaking Bad. I think we're 5 episodes in. So we're Breaking Bad newbies, but we love it.
There's a lot of cameos.
Really?
From
okay.
both shows. Yeah,
Noted.
It is great. It was a short season, but it's been picked up. And the actress who plays Carol, the romantasy author, just won a Golden Globe. So it was great.
Oh my gosh. Do you know who the actress is? Why do I feel like I should know this?
Ray. I forget her last name.
That's okay. I'll have to look her up afterwards. Yeah. That's so awesome. Apple TV has been coming out with some really good stuff. They were the ones that did Severance, right?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, because that's a must-watch for me.
Yeah, you'll love it.
Yeah.
If you like that, you'll love it.
I will say, I'm better with, oddly, my husband in the back is going to be like, no, you're not, you're lying. But I feel like I'm more inclined to watch horror than I am to read it. Because something about reading horror, it just gives me the EBGBs. But
I normally, steer completely clear of horror, wide berth. But sometimes, when it's a little Twilight Zone-y, I can get into it. And that's where this falls. So you have to get through the first episode is the most horrifying.
I bet, yeah.
But, once you're past, you're like, oh, it's actually really funny and really interesting.
I love that. Yeah, anything that is thought-provoking, especially with the Twilight Zone, that kind of stuff is really in my wheelhouse. Okay, so I think it's kind of perfect that you're here at Love Lit Con, considering your rom-coms are part of the Lit Lovers series. Totally unintentional. I think that's so cool. For our listeners who might be new to you and your books, tell us a little bit about your rom-coms in particular.
So my rom-coms are pretty snarky, pretty funny. I think they fall more on the chick lit side of things. They are small town. They have a real Schitt's Creek kind of a vibe, small group of friends. And it's about a podcast, actually.
Oh, look at that.
Basically, this group of friends has a podcast where they make fun of, some of them make fun of romance novels and romance films, and some of them defend them. So that's sort of the backbone of the series. In every single book, there are certain tropes, and they're discussing those tropes on the podcast while living them in their lives.
It's like, hello, hold this. Yeah, it's a mirror. Look into it. You're a little bit of a hypocrite, but I love books like that. It's like fun to really capitalize and like tap into the irony of the story. What inspired you to write a story surrounding the podcasting community?
Well, I've had podcasts in the past. I've been podcasting for years. I had a travel podcast called Supernatural Travel Tales where I interviewed people who saw ghosts at hotels or who had
awesome.
amazing experiences with shamans. It was all magical things that happened while people were traveling. And then I also had just a travel talk podcast. So I've been doing lots of podcasts over the years. I love to talk. I love to have conversations. So yeah, it sort of came naturally.
Yeah. Travel podcast though, I can. Have you yourself traveled a bunch? Where are some of the coolest places that you've been?
I was a travel writer for many years, so I've been all over the world. I think some of my best experiences, maybe I took a really magical trip in the Philippines, and then I took a trip to Mexico to whale camp and camped in this bay where there were literally hundreds of whales around, and dolphins. It was like a fever dream.
That's so cool. I've never been whale watching of any kind, but it just sounds so incredible.
You need to go while you're here because the gray whales are running right now. If you go
over here,
yeah, right now, you are almost guaranteed to see whales if you go whale watching this week.
Oh my gosh, that's so much better than watching National Geographic. It's going on my bucket list immediately. Okay, perfect. With you mentioning the supernatural, I personally love it when authors switch genres and kind of flex their versatility muscles. What made you want to switch gears and then start writing your natural magic series?
Well, I'm super woo, and I had the idea for the natural magic series before I started the rom-com series, and I probably should have started with the magical stuff, but I felt I don't know, I just didn't feel it. The market was there in quite the same way. I wasn't sure of where I wanted to go.
Yeah.
So I waited on it, but I think magical is just anything I write. Any genre I write, there's going to be some woo, some magic coming into it, which is what I've learned about myself. It did show up in the Lit Lover series, the last book. The female main character is a psychic. So I just can't stay away from magic. I can't stay away from woo things. And I just finished writing women's fiction, and there's a lot of magical coincidence and magical things that happen in the book. So that's just who I am. It's funny because I've discovered my own voice writing across multiple genres.
Yeah. I really like when authors get to kind of navigate that new territory and learn more about themselves, and their books really become a lot more atmospheric. I feel like they kind of unlock something that they didn't know was missing when they start switching genres. So I think that's so awesome. You've written 3 cozy fantasy books now. First of all, I love that magical realism books are on the rise, and cozy fantasy is starting to get really big. Because I think a lot of people are just looking for some comfort, If you could design the perfect cozy day for yourself, paint a picture, what would you do? What would be on your agenda?
I think I would spend it in London.
Ooh, yeah.
And I would be staying at a really nice vintagey hotel. I would definitely book tea at Fortnum and Mason. I would spend a lot of time in bookstores, just maybe bookstore hopping for a bit, then go for my 3.5 hour long tea with my book. And then find somewhere with a fireplace to curl up in front of. It would have to probably be winter. I would look at all the beautiful lights and all of the shop windows, and maybe buy myself some nice cashmere sweaters and a blanket. There would be food, comfort food, comfort clothing, comfort shopping.
Oh, yes.
All of that would definitely be involved. And some whimsy. Whimsy is really important for me. That is my favorite part of cozy fantasy. And I would say my books are more cozy, magical realism because I do tend to have a little bit higher stakes and more plot and more action than a lot of cozy fantasies do. Lots of sensory details.
Which I absolutely love because, you can always adore any book that you're reading just because the story is there, but when it really brings you in through like almost all, if not all of the five senses, it's just this unreal experience. How do you tailor that to each of your books so that the reader can really feel that?
I don't know. Like, I kind of like go into my head and experience things myself, like in a trance. Sometimes I don't even like remember writing. Like I will write things and I'll be like, I wrote that 2 weeks later. Because I'm just like so deep in my imagination when I'm writing. But yeah, I think with all my senses, I guess. Like when I try and imagine a scene, I think about how would that feel? How would that look? Yeah. How would that smell? I do really consider all of the senses. And if I don't, my lovely husband, who is extremely, extremely like into the sensory details when reading, will remind me that, you know, I've just written a whole scene where I haven't described enough.
Because it's like we as authors, we know exactly where it is in the story that the characters are at. We know what everything looks and smells and tastes like. But the outside reader's like, where are we?
Right. Sometimes I'm writing a conversation and I feel like a court stenographer. Like it's in my head so fast and I'm trying to capture all their words, but I forget the dialogue tags. I forget like what their face looks like. And my husband will read what I just written. He'll be like, who said that? Were they mad? Were they happy? And I'll be like, it's obvious. But no, it's not always.
Yeah. Does he like read your stuff in advance or does he read it more so after the fact?
No, he's my first reader. He is my primary alpha reader, and he is wonderful. He is great at it. He gives me really good feedback. Usually, sometimes I have to tell him, like, okay, this is a first draft. I'm trying to get it done. Don't say anything. Yeah. but usually he gives me really good feedback.
It's like, keep it under wraps. I'm, like, trying to, like, stare daggers at my husband without actually staring daggers because, like, I think it's so cool, but, like, my husband's not a big reader. He's so supportive and everything else. But he's like, it's like that one meme where it's like, I got your back from right here. And he's like all the way on the other side of the room. But if my stuff, I wish that I could get like a beta read audiobook. Because I think audiobook would serve him really well. But I think that's so cool. I love when like spouses and partners will like be the early readers and say, hey, like, I love this. You're doing so great. Maybe add this. And it's really nice to have, you know, someone that you're so close to do that for you. It's
wonderful.
It's really special.
And I have to say, I've been really fortunate in the audiobook department because Sound Booth Theater did the most phenomenal adaptation of the Natural Magic books. The second one is coming out March 17th.
That's
and the
exciting.
Third one is coming out May 5th.
Wow.
But it's full cast audio, and I have like some really great like big names like Travis Baldry is one of the actors and he's also the author of Legends and Lattes. But
oh my gosh.
Yeah, he's one of the readers, and everybody in Jessica Threet is another one. Mm-hmm. She's a really popular and phenomenal narrator. But it is such a wonderful experience to listen to the book.
Yeah.
And for me as an author to listen to these actors, like, create my characters. Now I hear them in my head when I write.
Mm-hmm. That's so awesome. Okay, to wrap up the episode, I want to play a quick game of rapid fire with you. So, There are no wrong answers. There are only your answers. So, ebook, physical book, or audiobook?
All three.
Good answer. That's the right answer. Audiobooks count in this podcast. Absolutely. I will defend audiobooks with my life. Friends to lovers or enemies to lovers?
Enemies to lovers.
Ah, yes. Writing playlist or project Pinterest board?
Writing playlist.
Yeah. Couch reading or bed reading?
Bed reading.
Standalone or series?
Standalone.
Cozy day in or a dazzling night out?
Cozy day
in. I was like, I feel like you are the queen of cozy. And then happy ending or cliffhanger?
Happy ending.
That is the only time where I'm like, there might be a right answer for this one. Okay, Okay, so again, at the time that we're recording this, we were at LoveLitCon, but there's a chance that when people listen to this episode, it will not be LoveLitCon. So if you want to share, where are you going to be at LoveLitCon, if you know where your booth is, if you're going to be on any panels, and then for future listeners, where can they find you online?
I am going to be, my table is E98, and I will be selling my books. I have a lot of swag. I have on the Woo side some gift readings, like little mini readings to hand out. I will also be leading a panel, moderating a panel on genres. Funny enough.
Perfect.
It's complicated sorting out romance genres. And you can find me on my website, ciarablume.com, or my Substack, The Bloom Room.
Ooh, I like that title. Also, Substack being on the rise lately is everything to me because I love a personal essay. So I personally can't wait to go over there and check you out. Well, there you have it. Thank you for tuning in to Talk Wordy. My thanks again to Ciara Blume for coming on the show. It's been wonderful. Don't forget to follow the podcast on Instagram at TalkWordyPod, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, you guys.